Yes, and Damari says that she watched the videos on fast play just to get through them. And that's what I do. I mean, when I take a course with many links. The other option is well, the links are all in order on playlists on YouTube, and you can watch straight through on YouTube. You just go to YouTube and watch them. These are all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you get to the playlist, which is here, you just watch right through each video you see. Sean, I don't want to send people to other places when they have all these materials. So I'm going to say, don't go to Khan Academy. That's more videos. That's more watching. My videos are very effective and people get through exactly what they need to get through with my material. If you go to Khan Academy, you might learn something you don't need to know and spend extra time. So I think you can go to other resources once you have finished my resources. Okay. I don't want to send people away. You can get lost in the web. I know Khan is good, but that's for people who already have a review of statistics. It's okay, Sean. I'm just trying to avoid giving too many materials. I know there's a lot, but in my case, I feel like they're complete. Because I have a set of notes, I have videos for everything. So don't go outside. If you need to go outside, talk to me first, and then I can tell you where to go. Okay. Aleximar says that what helped her was going through the modules and watching the videos, which are very good. The V videos explain straight the point, the one I'm showing you here, V1, V2. And we can always go back to review. That's the point. That's right. Again, if you need extra, ask me and I can tell you what to do. Okay, so Fabiola is saying that the V videos are very good. So the V videos are the short ones. The assumption is that, again, what I want for you is to watch the lectures. In fast mode is fine. Watch the lectures, these two here in fast mode, and then one by one, make it through here. If you're bored, if you understand a topic, you can go to the next one, just to make sure you understand. And you'll notice when you're solving problems, you might have to go back. I put in the boxes so you can check which one you've done. Missed some here. I'll put those in. I'm going to make a note. Hold on. Okay. Damari says something that helped me too was to put the book to read to me in fast mode. Okay, so she was reading the book, which is great. So the book is good as an overview for sure. I don't require you to read the book, just to remind you. It's not a requirement, okay? That one is as a reference and optional. And if you want to just read it on fast mode, that's good too, because there's lots of topics. Okay, let me tell you something. If you're going to read the book, make sure you manage with these sections, okay? Don't go too far into, trying to make it bigger. Just work with these sections I've listed here, Bowerman 1.1 to 1.2, 0.3, 0.4, okay? And that can direct you as well, because there's lots of material in that book. Alejandro said, when I did module 3, I watched the class videos, then the V videos, then I read the notes. Okay, so the notes, but as you watch the V videos, you look at the notes, right? To me, it was confusing that way. Oh, okay. Since the class videos were discussion on concepts I didn't know. For module 4, I started with the V videos and it helped. Okay, so the V videos first and then the class. Okay, that's right. And all the tareas, those are for self-study for you to do in your time. You don't have to submit anything. The only thing we're working for right now is the exam or test in 2 weeks. We still have time.
I
And
have a question.
yes.
So is the test going to be similar to the homework in model, or is it going to be similar to the homework in Connect?
No, homework in the modules. Yeah, not the Connect. I think Connect is very easy. It's just for me to extract points for you. Those ones are submitted, yeah. So homework is more like the test. And if you have any questions, I have here, oh, well, where did I put them? I have some old tests. I should put them in. I don't have them here. Oh, here. Okay. At the end of 5, you have 2 documents with review. I think it's 30 problems in each one, and that's like the test. So if you want to start looking at those, you can start there. You see, these are questions on GDS. And let's see how many problems they are. I think 30. Yeah, 30, 40, okay, 35. See, you see, this is from unit or module 2. These ones are from regression module 5. This is from normal distribution up here. Where? Oh, this is all regression. Normal distribution, math test, GDS. Okay, so you get a little bit of everything. I think up here. Okay, so let's see. So is that good? So you can work with that when you're ready, or even now you can start trying the problems that you recognize. I haven't named them because they will be mixed up on the test in no specific order. So
Yeah, this
that's
is helpful. Thank you.
great. Yeah, because excuse me, you want to be sure where you put your expectation. So as I mentioned, for the test, you will have a number of days to complete the test. I put it on the syllabus. I will post the test on the 27th, April 27 at 1 p.m. And then you will have 72 hours. Yes. So you need to schedule yourself. I don't expect you to take 72 hours. The test should take you an hour and a half. But some people want some extra time. You can use all your resources. I'm not restricting you because this is a condensed session. But even with all your resources, you need to be ready for the test. Do not wait. You will be overwhelmed with the test. Okay. So 3 days. So make time in your schedule on that Saturday to complete it, or Sunday. And so you don't have to work on Monday when you're in your workplace on this test. That should just be an extra day for maybe 1 or 2 problems that you want to explore some more. Alejandro, question, comment?
Yes. So I see that it says that we have unlimited attempts. So is it like Connect, in which it does tell you what you got right or you got wrong,
No, it
or
will
is it
not.
not?
It will not. No, no, no. You can just get in and out. So I'm calling it attempts because you're going to go in and you're going to leave. You can submit it and then resubmit it. You will not see your answers. Yeah.
Okay, so and another question, I'm sorry. Uh, so will it block itself like in Connect or not?
It will block the answers or close. How do you mean block? At the end?
Do you remember when what I wrote to you that Connect after a certain number of attempts it just blocked itself and it
Yeah,
didn't
I
let
think in
you.
your case it blocked because um You got 100%. I think that's what it is. I never heard back from the representative for the textbook, but I set it up, and there's only so many ways you can set it up. So I set it up to give you the feedback. If you don't get 100%, if you get 100%, it's supposed to give you all the feedback. But because I also included that don't give all the feedback until after it's closed, after an hour that the exam or quiz has closed. So that way, all it's doing is blocking you out. And then when it becomes graded, it will show it to you, and you'll see you have 100%, and you'll be able to study from it. But in my test, no, it won't block you out.
Okay, thank
But
you
it
very
won't.
much.
It also won't give you any information. It won't
Okay,
tell you the answer. Yeah, it will not grade until the last. And I won't post the grades right away either, because there's always issues. Some students didn't get in or didn't send, or something happened, and I allow a little time before I post the
okay, thank
grades.
you.
Yeah. Sean.
Professor, yes, I work on Sunday, Saturday, and Monday, 12-hour shifts. I don't know if it falls between the 72-hour range. I don't know if I can do it Tuesday.
Oh, well, I don't know. This test date is standard for everybody. I can't give you more time. So you're working Saturday, Sunday, and Monday?
12-hour shifts, that's correct. I have evidence, just in case.
Yeah, this makes it very difficult. Write me an email. I'm going to communicate with the director to see what I can do, because I've already allotted a lot of time there. And like I said, it should only take an hour and a half. I don't really want to put an extra day.
Or yeah, I could try and do the test after on Monday after I got out of work, which is 5:30, like around 6 p.m. So if that,
But
I
what
could try.
about Saturday after work?
It is because it's gonna be a little bit difficult because I have to prepare myself for the next day because I have to get up at 3:30 a.m.
Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. Don't worry. Just write me an email and we'll figure it out.
But I can do it on Monday. I think I can do it Monday after getting out of work. I don't know if that's possible. If it falls between the 72 hours range.
Let me think. Yeah, don't make it till Tuesday. Tuesday at 1, it will close. Tuesday at 1, it will close.
Oh, all right. I think I can make it then. No worries.
Yeah, I think you can make it. Sorry. Fabian asked me that it will be if it will be multiple choice. Yes, it's going to be like the ones I just showed you here. And so multiple choice, and I will have it in Spanish as well. Clearly, you shouldn't be working together. This is individual work. Resist the temptation. It's unethical. If I see a pattern, let's just explain this. If I see a pattern, usually if I see a pattern that people are getting the same wrong answer, I will suspect copying. And don't copy people because they might be wrong. They might be wrong. So what you have to submit to me is not only your answers to the multiple choice, but you have to write down the justification. You need to solve this problem on separate pages, and that gets uploaded to me. Okay, so you're going to prepare that and then create a PDF, combine the documents, and upload it to me. So that's how it's going to work. So you need to demonstrate with evidence your answer. If you just select an answer and it's correct, you will get 0. Okay, you need to provide evidence. Now, there's some problems that what evidence can you provide if they're more theoretical? There's not going to be too many of those, but you can say something to justify your choice. Okay, so justifying the choice is part of the test. I usually put there's 5 modules, or really 4 topics, because the module 1 is not a topic. So 4 times, I put 5 problems in each topic, so it'll be about 20 questions, 20 problems. Okay, yeah, I will put it in Spanish too. I can't promise it's great Spanish, but it'll be Spanish. If you have any questions, you can communicate with me. You can text me, remember. I know some teachers have a chat with their students, but so other people can see the same questions. I haven't really thought of doing that. Because people want to ask private questions too. So that's why I give you my phone number for either case. If you think it would be helpful for me to start a chat with you, you can let me know. Because students don't really contact me as it seems, except if they have personal things to communicate. All right, so do we have a specific time to submit it, or we also have the 72 hours? Yeah, you have up until Tuesday at 1 p.m. Tuesday, it will be Tuesday. The day will be the 30. So you get to submit until the April 30 at 1 p.m. is the last moment. Don't wait till the last moment because something can go wrong. So try and submit it before. And you're going to depend on my mercy, and I might not be merciful because I've given you enough time, so much time.
No estoy entendiendo. So, el examen se queda para el 27 y entonces tenemos hasta abril 31 para hacerlo.
Abril 30.
30, ok.
Yeah. Está claro. I put it in the chat. Any issues with my English or understanding the course, please let me know. Yeah, Fabian asked about procedures. Yes, Fabian, you're right. You have to submit the procedures. Notice, okay, let me say something here about the procedure. So let's say I ask you about the standard deviation. Okay, here, 4. What is the standard deviation? Now, I teach you in the module to use your calculator. On the short videos, I use a calculator different from the one I use in the lectures. Make sure you watch the lectures because the lectures I'm using the TIBA 2+. We can talk about that. I can do that review right now to show you how to put this in the calculator. So if you put it in the calculator, there's no real justification, right? So in that case, I don't expect you to do the long calculation of standard deviation here. That kind of a problem, you put your answer and hopefully you did it right. Make sure you know how to use your calculator. You should not spend more than, I don't know, less than a minute on this problem. Actually, let me show you right now. How many people can do this right now and on their calculator very quickly? You should spend less than a minute to solve this problem. How many people can do this? Should be honest and put it in the chat, and then I can see where we're at. I'll do it for everyone. Okay, so yeah, if you're going to use Excel, you can use Excel. But I'm going to assume you can do both, right? Excel or the calculator. I like the calculator on the smartphone for your group because it's with you all the time because your smartphone is with you all the time. Yeah, you can use Excel. Excel's just, I don't think Excel is as efficient because you got to open your computer and get on and anyway. And there's different standard deviations on there too. You got to know which one it is. I think I do mention it in the video. Maybe I can show you that as well. Okay. That's it? 3 people? Other people don't know how to do this? 3? All right, let's see if I can show you how to do this. All right. So, yeah, everyone's kind of doing their own thing. This is what I recommend, okay? I've been teaching this for 25 years. It's a long time. And the only thing I really changed, well, I mean, I've added extra examples, I've changed problems, made things more relevant, but in terms of pedagogy and tools, all I've changed is gone from the other Texas Instrument calculator to the 2 variables Texas Instrument. And I do think it's the best. So this is my calculator here. I have something there. I'm going to delete it. All right. No, that's not what I want to do. Who's this in? All right. So my screen is clear. How many people bought this calculator? Or have access to it? Okay. So I want to tell you, Fabiola. Okay. So if you didn't see what I want you, okay, if I didn't mention this in the video, because it's actually something I learned last year about this calculator of all things, is to put this calculator in order of operations. So right now, if I do this calculation, if I perform the calculation, what is the answer? Alejandro, the free version should work the same. If you have any problems with it, let me know, but it should be similar. There are some quirks in previous versions of it. Hopefully you don't run into those, but if you use it enough, you'll see if there's any surprises. What's the answer to this problem?
31?
Okay, so we have to do PEMDAS, right? PEMDAS? What does it mean? Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, multiply or divide, and then add. So we have to multiply first. Without brackets, the rule is to multiply those first. That's going to be like that. And so you have 7 plus 24 is 31. Okay, so it's 31. Now, if we put this in the calculator, let's all put it in the calculator exactly like this. We should get 31. And my calculator, I'm going to get 31. You might not get it unless your calculator is in the right mode order of operations. So I have to show you how to do that. So let's check. 7 plus 8 times 3, 31. Now, how many did not get 31 on the calculator? You can put it in the chat. Okay, so Diane, is it Diana? I got 48.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Diana,
We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. All right. So let's see how many people who did not get 31. How many people? Do it again, Diana.
7
Plus 8 times 3.
times 3. I got 45 if I do that.
Okay, very good. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what you have to do. So you need to put it in PEMDAS mode. That's the problem.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
so to do that, we have to hit, okay, second, format. So I'll put the steps here. second, format, and then arrows. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 arrows. 4 arrows down. And it should say AOS. If it doesn't say AOS, if it says CNG, something like that. CHG, I think, CHG. Now you want to take that off. That mode is the wrong mode. So you have to hit second, set, CHN. Okay, that's what it is. You want to get off of CHN. You want to make it AOS. So you do second, set, and then you have AOS. And that's it. That's all. Now try again. Clear the screen. Oops. Uh-oh. I'll have to teach you that too. So clear the screen. So what you want to do is try the number again. Let me check that I did it right. So second format, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's in the wrong mode. So second set, it's AOS. Don't clear work. That didn't work out very well. So that's good. Now I want to clear the screen. Don't hit second. Turn off second. Okay, yes. Okay, so that should be fine. Okay, clear. So it should say AOS. Second format, 1, 2, 3, 4, AOS. So everything's good. The other thing you want in your format is that the decimals are also 9 decimals. You want to see all the decimals. Or you want to see more than just 2. So you hit second format and then scroll 1, 2. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? It just right away it shows you the decimals. So it says 9. So you want to change that to 9. If it's not 9, you put 9 in there and enter. So go to decimals and do 9 and enter. So now you get more decimals on your screen. That's it. That's all. For finance, there's different settings. See, I did it again. I reset it. It's very weird. Just clear the screen. Okay, so you should have, just to review, watch me. Second format. Second format. So decimal should be 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be AOS. Wow, it keeps going off. Second set. So it should be on now. So if I want to make a calculation, 7 plus 8 times 3, it should give me 31. Seven plus 8 times 3, 31. All right, does it work now? No, Diana, it should be just set like that, and you never have to see it again. I don't know why it's turning off. It's making things look complicated. It shouldn't. You should only do it once, and it's set forever. Okay, who still does not get 31? Okay, you got it. So if you're getting funny answers, make sure your AOS is on. If you ever forget, you can just go online and check. Well, you have to remember AOS to check, to look it up. But this is the TI BA2 Plus. There should be information. Or just ask me. Say, Professor, I'm getting all the wrong answers.
Professor, my calculator doesn't have AOS.
Do you have the same calculator, BA2 Plus?
I have the app and it doesn't give me the.
Oh, really? If you do all those steps? Oh, see, that's the thing about
Yeah.
that. But you got the app on the phone, or you got the
I got the app on my tablet, but it doesn't.
but the free one?
No,
The paid one. It should work. It should
Yeah.
work. Can you, if it's on your tablet, I don't know, can you share? Oh, if you can share it, maybe take a picture or make a video for me and send it to me, but it should work. Do you want to see the steps again?
Yes, please.
Okay, second format,
Mhm.
make sure it's 9. If it's not 9, push 9
Okay.
and enter,
Mhm.
and then scroll down 1, 2, 3, 4, and it should say AOS. If it doesn't say AOS, hit second,
Second.
set. Second set.
Now.
Now you got it? And that's it. Now
Yeah.
you should be able to put something now. Now put 7 plus 8 times 3 equals, and you should get the answer.
Yes, I got it.
Okay,
Okay.
good. Okay, so if everybody has that, let's do the standard deviation together as well. So you're probably going to forget about how to do this. If you bought the physical calculator, you might have some steps in a chart that they give you in the calculator, or you have a little booklet to remind you. But make some notes for yourself or put it somewhere in some place where you keep reminders or notes, okay? Because you need this. You need to create your resources so you can do your test efficiently. So put those resources together somewhere. Counting on the videos will be very time consuming. You have to go back and see them. So to put this into your calculator, I'm going to show you. And this is also a good introduction to Module 5, which you will start this week. So let me show you. Let's try this one that we have here with these numbers in number 4. Let me put them on this page. So find the standard deviation of 2. Let me change the color here. 2, 2, 0, minus 2, 1, and 3. Okay, find standard deviation. So there is on this calculator. Now, if some people don't want to use this calculator, they want to use another one, you should use a calculator that has statistical mode as an option. Okay, so I used to have fun just taking people's calculators and trying to figure it out. So if you have something that says data, like it says here in blue, that is going to be the statistical mode of the calculator. And look at the top of the screen, it says enter. So it's ready to take values to be entered like a spreadsheet, like a worksheet of data. Now there's something there and I want to clear it. So on this calculator, the way it works is that there's 5 memories in this calculator. And one of those is statistical mode. So I'm going to clear the worksheet by hitting second clear work. That will clear the worksheet. Now it's empty. And what we're doing is entering the data. So this is XI, like, so that's what I have it like in the notes. I have observation. So I represents the observation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so this is scrolling through the observations. So the observations are 2, 2, 0, minus 2, 1, 3. So the subscript here is 0, 1. So I guess it's indicating that the most I can put in is 99 values into this calculator, which just seems very inefficient, right? If you have to enter more than 50 values, you probably want to go to Excel. So to put this data in, I start with the 2. I put 2, enter, and I scroll down. And now it tells me why. Why does it do that? Because this calculator is for 2 variables. So I could put a second variable in, but we don't have any second variable. We're conducting single variable statistic calculations. So I'm just going to skip through Y for now. When we do regression, which is 2 variable statistics, we'll put in information for Y. So let's go to the second one. The second one, 2, enter down and skip down through to the next X. The third one is 0, enter scroll down through, and the fourth one is 2 and a negative in front. So you see how I did that? But use this key here to put the negative. Enter down. And then scroll down. So now I'm on the 5th. So the labeling, the subscript is X05 is reminding you you're on the 5th one, because you may have lost track. 1, enter down and skip through Y. And then the last one, 3, enter down, down. And I've completed the entry. So review to make sure you have the right values. 2, 2, 0, -2, 1, 3. Okay. 1, 3. All right, so I'm back at 0 now. Oh, it has a bunch of other stuff in there. So notice, again, we don't put this number in. This is just a list, you know, to help us keep track where we are. And it represents the subscript as we scroll through. So this one is called X1. This one is called X2, etc. Now we want the answer. So any questions about entry? That's the data entry. And now we're going to get the answers. The answers are in the statistic mode. So you hit second, stat. It says Lin. What does Lin stand for? Anyone know, Lin?
I don't know if that's logarithm.
No, Lin. But yeah, you're close. If there was no I, yeah. So Fabian is saying linear. Yes, it's linear because these are for the linear regression. Okay, so this is going to be the information for linear regression. Now we're not making a linear regression, which this is module 5. But from here, to get a linear regression, you need the mean, standard deviation, and then the correlation coefficient, and then the equation of the line linear regression. That's all here. So we start to scroll through and we see 6, n is the sample size. 6 observations is correct. This is the mean. So this gives us X bar. So X bar is 1. And the next one, what is this one? Does anybody know? So first, confirm that you have the same numbers as me. Everyone getting the same numbers? Yes. So what is this thing here? Do you think it's a standard deviation? So S X represents the sample standard deviation. So I'm going to take 1.79 because they take 2 decimals. So the answer to the question that we were looking at was E. This is E in the problem. This is the sample standard deviation. Everyone's confident that's what it is. So it found it for you. It's done. You don't have to do all the steps that I show you, but you should know, you should understand how this is calculated. From the video, in the V videos, I describe this. I use an example and I show you the formula. And you should know that this is the sample standard deviation. And what is this one?
That one is if it assumes that the whole population, no?
Excellent. Yeah. So if it assumes Okay, so Alejandro's saying the free version doesn't let you use the data mode. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that I didn't know. Are you sure, Alejandro? Okay, so back to what I was saying, and we'll deal with that situation in a second. So this one is the population standard deviation. It assumes that the data comes from the population, and instead of using this formula, which is the average, this is the average of the squared deviations from the mean, where it subtracts, wow, that's a big eraser. Where it divides by one less of the total sample size, in this case, 6. The population standard deviation is calculated like this. It looks similar. First of all, it has the population data, so it uses the true mean instead of the sample mean. And it divides by the entire population size. It treats the 6 like it's a big N. In other words, the population standard, population size. This is the parameter estimate if we had all the data. But in reality, most of the time, we don't have all the data. We take a sample and we use the sample mean, but there's a price to pay. The price to pay is that we will be off in our estimate on average. So for an adjustment, they subtract by 1 here. What is it? What does it accomplish to subtract by 1 here? What does it achieve? How does it change the S from sigma? If we divide by a smaller number, so 5 instead of 6, the overall number will be what? Bigger or smaller?
Will be greater
It'll
with a
be
smaller
a little,
denominator.
it'll be a little greater, right? It'll be a little larger. And you see that because look what it is on your calculator. Sigma is equal to 1.63. So sigma x on the calculator is 1.63. The standard deviation is a little bit larger. This ensures that you cover the data, that it describes the range of the data, because of being an estimate and using an estimate inside an estimate, you're going to affect the result on average. All right, so statisticians look at that and they made this adjustment to -1. I will never ask you this on the test. I just want you to to understand that our goal is always to get the population, to estimate the population parameters. That's always the goal. And we use estimates and they're not perfect. All right, so that's the deal, that this is the one that we only have a sample. This is the best estimate of this. Now, this is if we had the population, but we don't have the population. We do not have a population of data. Okay, so it's not like this is irrelevant, really, but so what are you going to use? This number, right? So this is the number you use. That's the sample standard deviation. Now, Alejandro mentioned the free version does not have a data mode. And I wonder if maybe you do it a different way, Alejandro. You'll have to check. Because it might just be a different set of steps that I don't know.
No. It's that when I hit second data, it says please upgrade to this feature. So it's saying like
You got to pay for
in
that.
order to use it.
Okay.
So
And
that's
you
what I'm
know,
trying to say.
yeah, no, that's great. So actually, this is the reason why I moved to this calculator is for the two variable statistics. And so, yeah, if you're going to use the calculator, you need to get the paid version. And I think it's $16 or something like that. Or you can buy the physical calculator in Office Max, but that's even more money and you might lose it. You won't lose, you're less likely to lose your smartphone. So I think you can use it on your smartphone. And the smartphone version will appear on any tablet. So if you buy the iOS version of this on your smartphone, it will be also available on your tablet or your iPad if you have both. Okay, any questions or issues with that? So all we did was I taught you how to get the standard deviation out of the calculator using stat mode. Let's look at this in Excel for a moment. Unless you guys have questions, please ask me. We're just doing this with a simple problem. Obviously, this is useful for simple problems or, small data sets, in even large data sets. But the idea of the stat mode is when you have larger data sets, you can correct your mistakes, right? You can see if you made a mistake and X03 was not 0, but it was actually a different value, you could fix it. Okay, so that's the benefit there. You can see the values in your worksheet and you're scrolling down. Well, it's better even to see your values in Excel and catch your errors. So if you have a lot of data, you would move to Excel. But on the test, I won't give you huge data sets. So let me put these numbers in Excel in the same sort of way. I'll show you in a second. Actually, maybe you should see what I'm doing, just setting it up. After I do this, we'll take a quick break, okay? Some water, check your cell phone messages. I'll make a call. All right. Everyone can see? So I'm going to put the data in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2, 2, 0, -2, 1, and 3. And then to make, so let me see, how many people here have never used Excel? But yeah, never used Excel. How many people have never used Excel? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, the 30x2s is statistics on it, right, Juliet? Okay. Yeah, so if you guys sort out, if you figure out with another calculator, it's fine with me. Just be warned that, I won't show it in, people's calculators in class because that can be very time consuming. If you want me to teach you how to use a calculator that you have, you can make an appointment and we can try that together. All right. So how many of you have never used Excel? No one? Everyone's used Excel? All right. How many of you have not used Excel for statistics before? I think that's a better question. How many people have not used Excel for statistics? You have a question, comment? Damaris? Oh, you guys are telling me.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I haven't.
Okay. Because I can't see everybody. I can just see a panel of like 6 students. So write it in the chat in case I can't see you. So haven't. Okay, good. So I can show you then how to do this. And it's going to open up a world to you Because there's probably 100 different functions on here in statistics, maybe more. Well, if you think of all the permutations, well, it's lots of possibilities on here. So what we do, so if you want to type these in, make your Excel spreadsheet, type them in. I'll give you a minute. Let's take 5-minute break, okay? So we'll take a 5-minute break and you guys can type that in and get some water or make a call or do what you have to do. And we'll resume in 5 minutes and I'll calculate this in Excel. Okay, I'm back. You guys there? Everyone went offline. Or all right, so let's see. What you got to do. Okay, so what you have to do is to activate the functions in Excel, you use the equal sign. So you go to the cell underneath and press equal. And then this pops up for functions here. And let me see. Usually you can see all the options. I think my screen is too big here. Okay, here they are on the right side here. You see that? Formula builder. So these are all the functions you've got. Some of them are statistics, some of them are mathematics. You have finance ones as well. I'm not using it for accounting, but I guess there's accounting ones in here. Something, I'm not sure. I shouldn't say that, but I imagine there's some functions that are used for accounting. Okay, and then you have some programming that you can use also for statistics. So look at this, there's tons in here, all right? So what we want to do is just use standard deviation. So we start writing standard. So what it does here with the drop down menu shows you all the different things for S. I'm going to continue with standard deviation. And it shows you a shortened or smaller list. So these are the different things. You have standard deviation, which will just give you the standard deviation. But notice they have other things here too. So this is the function for standard deviation, STDEV. You have to open a bracket and you have to highlight the values you want to calculate the standard deviation for. And that's how you get your answer. Let me show you the function. The function is more important, well, as important as the answer. All right, so what does it do? So what I did was I wrote equals STDEV. I made a bracket and then I highlighted from here. You can touch the cell, hit shift and touch the top one, and it'll create this array B2 to B7. Now, so it captures all the cells between B2 and B7. You have to close the bracket and hit enter and it'll give you the answer. Okay, so anyone having trouble, let me know. I've just shown you how to do it. Anyone who wants to see it again, I can do it again.
Professor,
Yeah,
on my Excel, he's giving me like signal numbers.
it keeps giving you what?
Six numbers, asterisco, los números.
Can you take a picture and text it to me?
Yeah.
Try text in regular text or in iMessage or in if you have WhatsApp, let me know. Yeah, send me a picture.
Verify if you included the header. So the header is text.
Yeah, don't
and
go
the
all the way
equation will not
there.
work.
Yeah. You got to go only with the data.
Okay.
Oh, if you get the number sign, it's because, Destiny, that your column is not big enough. So you need to make your column bigger like this. You see?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Thank you. You guys can help me out with helping each other out. Yeah. Yeah, you can also, well, double click. If you just double click on the edge here, it will do it'll resize it exactly how it needs to. If you double click, you can't see me double click, but I'm double clicking. And it adjusts the width to fit. So the double clicking is right on the edge. Okay, so that's it. That's standard deviation. And then all the other functions too. If you want to get the average, equals, average. You have to spell the whole word or just click here on the menu, you see? I can click here and it fills it in for me. I highlight the numbers and close the bracket. And I got the average. Now there's something, oops, didn't work this time. If you get frustrated or if you have problems with Excel, let me know. Because I can imagine all the problems you have for the first time you're using it. You don't have to use it. It's just an alternative for you. And it's also to check your work. It's a good way to try. So to check your work, if you don't have the right answer, attempt the problem in different ways. Okay, so one way is do it in Excel, another way is to do it manual, a third way is to use your calculator. Those are all ways to check your answer. Make sure you have the right answer. To avoid asking somebody if they have the right answer, because they might have the wrong answer, and you might both have the wrong answer if you copy them. So check alternate ways. You have enough time to try different ways to get the right answer. This is just a simple example, but in general, that's what you should do. What if we wanted the population standard deviation? What if this was all the population data? Let's confirm. We have to use a different formula. Oops. It's going to be this one, you see, with the P. Standard deviation population assumption. So you hit that one, highlight. You can scroll like this, or like I said, you can do highlight the top, hit the shift and hold the shift key, and then highlight the last one and close the bracket. That is going to be did it again. With the P on it. There's also a formula with a S on it. And which one do you think that is here? That's going to be the sample. It should give you the same answer. Let's try. Let's have a look if it gives us the same sample as we originally, the same result as we originally got. So with the S, see, we get the same answer. All right. So it's very intuitive as educator that it has the standard deviation, the standard way, but for people who have knowledge of the population, they also have that one. And for people who, in general, look that as a default, it's using the sample standard deviation. Okay. But then it specifies more clearly that if you want the sample standard deviation, you can pick this one. Anyway. Okay. All right. All right. So that's that. Emmanuel.
Yeah, I did. I have a couple of questions about the homework on the Module 4. You think we can cover some of those?
Yes, we can look at that now. So some other people asked me questions too for Module 4. Module 4 is the normal distribution, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me look at GDS first, and then we can look at normal. So let me make a list. Okay, no questions about this. So you know how to use your calculator for GDS. I've introduced you to using the Excel for statistics. Okay, you have an idea. of how to find functions here. Also, you can use Excel for the normal distribution, right? I teach you in the videos how to use the chart method, but you can also get the answers and confirm them or check your work using Excel. And that is going to be done with equals, and you hit normal, so the normal distribution. And look, you have, if I shorten the list, you have several options here. In the video, the lectures, I show you how to use this, okay? Not in the short videos. There's not a lot of short, well, there are a lot of short videos discussing the notes, but in the lecture videos, I show you how to use Excel for the normal distribution and the difference between these functions here. Okay. So maybe when we get to Alejandro, or who was asking me the question, Emmanuel, maybe I can show you in Excel there. Let me save this so I can come back. All right, so let's get out of here. Any questions? Any more questions about that? So you have those tools. I made the video for us here. You guys can review it, or you can ask me. You can just meet with me and ask me. All right, so the first thing I want to do, so you can put your questions in the chat, any questions that you had, and I will accumulate them. We have like an hour or 45 minutes. I'll go for an hour if I need to, and if you have to leave, you can leave and come back. Let me just make a note who's here today. And then if you need to leave, you can leave. Yeah, so I made a record who's here, who's on video. And if you guys want to go, if you have to go early, I will stay until I'm done answering these questions. So put your questions if you have them in the chat. I have the question online that I want to look at. And then I will take module 5 problem. A 4 problem. So from module 3, I had a question. From Sean Alejandro. And that was in the quizzes? Quiz 1?
Yes.
So the quizzes are, I think the quizzes are more challenging than anything. The quizzes are more challenging. They're to go a step beyond what I expect on the tests, okay? So the tests are not all going to be like the quiz questions. Just to give you an idea, don't feel discouraged by the quiz questions, because they're probably the toughest. Okay, let me put the, I lost my cursor. Happened. Oh, are you there? I'm having trouble. Are you there? Is everyone there? Did I crash? Okay.
We're
here.
Okay, you're here. So back in module 3, quiz number 1. Okay. A class of 9 students had a mean weight of 120 pounds. However, a student who weighs 150 has just dropped out. What is the new mean weight of the remaining 8 students? I'm going to put it on my iPad. People who haven't tried it can try it. I can give you a few minutes to try. I'll give you a couple minutes. I'll project the question. I'm just giving you a couple minutes to try it while I set up. Okay, I'm going to show you my iPad. Yeah, put all your questions on the chat. Okay, you see my iPad, you see the question, and you see my work. So what is X bar? X bar is the average. The average is equal to the sum of all the values, right? Divided by the number of values. So I actually have this number and this number, don't I? So what is the sum of all the values then? How will I solve that?
Multiplying X bar by the
Exactly,
n.
right? Yeah, so okay. So X bar is 120. N is 9. So I can find as 120 times 9. So what it's doing is assuming like the average. So every weight was 120 multiplied by 9. So then I have the sum. Why do I want that? What do I do with that information?
Subtract the 150.
Okay, so you guys do the
remove.
rest. Let's see if you can do it without me. Let's see. Impress yourselves. So that's the trick. This is basically it. That you had information. Good. Alejandro, Manuel couldn't resist. Told us the answer. Okay, so you're going to take okay, so this is going to be 120 times 9. But now someone has left. So it's to remove their weight is the new sum. You're going to see a few more problems like this. So don't forget this technique. So it's 930 is the new sum, and the new total of students is 8. There's only 8 students left. So you take 930, you divide by 8, and this is the new average. And
¿Se espera que se hagan todos esos pasos o no?
¿Otra vez?
¿Se espera que se hagan todos los pasos o no?
Son todos los pasos. Did I miss
She-
anything?
She's asking if you're expecting us to do all the steps at
Yes,
this
to show
exam.
me. In the exam, you show me. You don't have to put this symbol. You could put some. You could put the word some. Lo pueden hacer en un paso, como Emmanuel había escrito, but you can do it. Yeah, you got to show me what you're doing. At least that you subtract. So, minimum, show me this. Okay. All right, so let's see. Let's see question 2 on this quiz. They might be randomized, so they might be different in my list than yours. So what was question 2, Juliet?
Yes, that one.
It's the same one here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if there's no more questions about the first one, let's look at the second one. So try that one. If you didn't have a chance to give it a minute, try this one here. Which of the following measures of center or spread will change in value when a positive constant is added to each observation in a data set?
Professor, I did not understand what you meant when you said a positive constant is added to each observation in a data set. Can you explain, please?
Imagine shifting all, so let's look back at, let's go back to this one. This is the data. Imagine if I added 4 or 10. I add 10 to each one. So I have a new data set. 12, 12, 10, 8, 11, 13.
Okay, thank you.
Let me take it like this. So imagine if I added so this new variable, will it change the mean? So the rule is going to be, this is basically shifting the data over. Okay, it's shifting the data over by 10. If every value is affected, whatever I do to every value, I also do to the mean. It will change the mean. The mean here was 1. So if every value is affected by 10, the mean is also affected by 10. We'll call this like the new mean. It'll be 10. You can check it with your calculator, right? But it should be that. So whatever you do to every value, you do to the mean. This is like a rule that you will practice when we get to probability.
But wouldn't that happen also with the median and the standard deviation? Like,
Okay, so good point. So it's also going to happen with the median. But when I shift every value in the same way, am I affecting the spread of the values? Because remember what the standard deviation is. It's the spread from the middle. So I'm going to shift the middle value. I'm going to shift the mean. But then since the mean was shifted, I'm not changing the spread. So actually, it's the standard deviation that doesn't change. So shifting the values does not affect the standard deviation. So this is known as a shift. A shift. And if you've taken economics, you know about shifting. But you shift over everything on a like if you think about a distribution, if let's say the distribution was like this and it was previously at 1, now you shifted it over. You'll see I talk about this in the normal distribution as well. Now you shift it over, you're going to have the same picture. Actually, I should just take this. It's the same drawing. Now the mean is going to be 11. It looks exactly the same. Because it looks exactly the same, the standard deviation didn't change. Everybody okay with that? So I just moved everything over by 10. So the answer should be 3 only. Oh, it's not an option. Which of the following measures will change in value when a positive constant is added to each? Should be just the standard deviation.
Will change, not
will
won't change.
change. Oh, will change. 1 and 2. Sorry, yeah, I read it wrong. Yeah, B, right? I'm reading it the reverse.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yes.
So if I don't know if this occurs, but if it weren't a constant added, then the standard deviation would also change, right?
If it's multiplied by something, then the standard deviation will change. Let's say we multiply by 10. What if we multiply by 10? What would happen? Let's see. Let's take the same picture. Actually, let me take all the data and the picture. You can make little, drawings for yourself to convince yourself. It doesn't all have to be in your head, You can take this drawing and then say, okay, let's say I multiply by 10. So it's 20, 20, 0, multiply by 10. It's going to be minus 20, 10, 30. And what was the rule I told you? Whatever you do to the values, you also do to the mean. So what's the new mean? Does everybody see that? He's right. So if I do this to every value, then I also do it to the mean. I have to do the same rule, 10 times x bar. So it's just 10. So now it's shifted over by 10. So it's going to be the mean is 10. Let's put the numbers down then, right? So so 10 is going to be in the middle, but if you were to make a histogram, you guys saw histograms, I imagine. You're going to take the data and you're going to have how many 20s? You're going to have 2 20s. So these values, there's going to be 2 values of 20, just like there were 2 values of 2 over here. I mean, it's not great that I made a picture to go with this data, but just as an example, we're seeing it. So this is all going to be shifted over here, but 10, rather than the difference between 1 and 2, now you have the difference between 1 and 20. So that's going to be, let me make this bigger. It's going to be like this. And this is going to be, I have to put it higher up. My eraser function is a little defective. Right? So this is going to be like the same shape, but flatter. Okay, I'm making it bigger, but it should be smaller. Anyway, it's not good to make a histogram because that's not necessarily the shape of this thing. But the point is it's flatter. So the standard deviation changes in this case. So when you multiply by a constant to every value will change the standard deviation. Like that's 20 is what I'm trying to say. You went from a standard deviation of, well, we never calculated standard deviation for that. Well, we did, sorry, it was 1.79, right? It was like 2. It becomes um 20. Anyway, I don't want to say too much about this because we're not there yet, but you'll see this in the module 4 and module 6. So multiplying by a constant will change the standard deviation, but not shifting, but not adding. Adding a constant won't change the standard deviation. Okay, let's see the next problem. Oh, I'm trying to erase this thing. It's not going to make it bigger is what I'm trying to say. It's going to be the same, but it's going to be flatter. More spread out. So funny. My Apple Pen doesn't work to erase as well as it did before. Okay, let's see. Comments. All right. So other question was, well, that's it. Oh, quiz 3.2. Let's go look at quiz 3.2. Get out of here. You're seeing my version. It looks a little different than yours. Okay. Question 1 on 3.2. Is it this one?
Yes.
A sample of employees of a large pharmaceutical company is obtained And for each sampled employee, the length of time in months that he or she has worked for the company is recorded. A stem plot of these data is shown below, where 6-2 or /2 represents 62 months. This is a sample of a stem plot with split stems that has been incorrectly drawn because of the repeated stems. No, that has been incorrectly drawn because the larger numbers must be at the top. No. Stem and leaf plots can go in either direction as long as it's clear. That has been incorrectly drawn because there must be the same number of leaves in each stem. No. With trimmed leaves. I guess the answer is split stems. Is that correct?
I put trimmed leaves.
Oh.
I don't know if why would it be split?
Okay,
Wow.
so the terminology is, this is called a split stem and leaf because you're going, so in this case, the classes are between 60 and 64 to begin. Let me get my 1 minute. So the first class would be 60 to 64. The second would be 65 to 69. And then the next one, 70. So it's the fact that it's splitting them up so that 60 has 2. It's splitting the stem of 60 into 60 to 64 and 65 to 69. That's what the stem splitting refers to. The trimming, I'm not sure what the trimming, the trimmed leaves. I think trimming refers to rounding the numbers, but that wasn't an issue here. Let me verify that. Hold on. Does that make sense, Juliet?
I'm thinking that this is just like, what is it called type of question? Like, what is it? The
The
split
terminology. Yeah, the split. I did the
okay.
split. If you watch the lecture, I did the split with Maris and Ruth data. I did the split stem and leaf. I just taught it once. But yeah, questions like that, you can just ask me directly. And what is that? Like you're asking me now.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just gonna check what trimmed refers to because I never mentioned that. Leaf and stem. But it might be the word used. They might just be trying to throw people off who didn't study on that quiz question. Leaf and leaf. Okay, yeah, it's for it. The word trim is referring to rounding. So when I did the spending data example, we removed the cents, right, from the dollar amounts. So like $5.62 becomes $5, for instance. So that's trimming. So you just forget about the extra digits. So that didn't happen in this problem, so that was not relevant. But it's just the terminology of splitting the stem. All right. Okay, no new questions, and then we're gonna do the normal distribution. Oh no, okay, I got 2 questions in the chat from the NOR homework. So let's go to that. Unless you guys have any more from module 3, I'm gonna go to module 4.
Profesora, yo tengo duda en esos ejercicios de STEAM Leaf. ahí, por ejemplo, como que no entiendo por qué empieza o sea, la primera clase o en 60 cuando el primer número que hay es un 2. O sea, no sé si hay algo obvio que... O sea, como que lo pone de 60 a 64.
Ah, okay, sí, sí, porque, okay. They have to separate evenly for the classes, but notice the numbers here. So the data over here that you see in the question, the data is really, looks like 62, 62, 63, 63, 64.
Mhm.
And the idea that the goal is to combine the numbers that are similar and separate the numbers that are different. You know, that's what it's trying to do. So yeah, it starts in 62 because it's showing that we have numbers like this. I don't have to put 0 because there's no 0, right? There's no 60. So I just go to the data. And I only put the data there. Oh, 3, 3, 4.
Pero entonces, cuando usted pone cómo está el split team, sale de 60 a 64. O sea, ¿por qué no sale de 62 a 64?
Ah, okay. Okay, this is the question. So why not 62 to 64? But then how many values do we have? 62, 63, 64. So every class has to have the same length. So then you would have a problem that it would be like 62 to 64. The next one would be 65, 67, 67, and then 60. It becomes very messy, right? It's not like even 67, 68, 9, 10, so 70, 68, 69, 70, 71, 2, 3. You see, it's not repeating like, it's not as
Okay.
even. That's the only reason. It's not so even and it can be confusing to look at. So we split to make it even 5 porque tiene 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. Son 5 en cada uno.
Okay.
And it's just easier to look at because you have 6 here and 6 here. It makes, well, the point of this is to make the stem, the 6, the same for every value in the class. Aquí, mira, tenemos problema porque the stem is different.
I have a question there.
Just hold on. Let me make sure she understands. So here, the stem would be 6, 6, y ¿qué ponemos aquí? It's not clear. And 7. ¿Entiende? That's the problem with the stem and leaf. If you have to do it evenly. No? Yes? It's clear?
Sí. Sí. Y entonces ahí para calcular, porque en Connect había unas preguntas para poder calcular el first class interval, entonces ahí yo me dejaría llevar, por ejemplo, ahí sería de 60 a 64. Ese sería, ok, está bien.
Exactly. So that's 5. There's 5 values possible in here.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So the key is that every value has the same first digit. That is the point. And in this case, no I. So this one falls apart. In this case, it will be 6, 6, 6, 6, and then 7, 7. Okay, other question about this. Somebody else was asking me.
The comment that I had was that it has to do with the connect exercise as well.
Uh-huh.
When we did the connect exercise, I think it was referring to applying the rule that is in the book. that it refers to, I don't recall now, is that like a 2K rule?
Don't worry. I mean, well, if you're doing it in Connect, you have to follow the Connect rule. If you're doing my stuff, you follow my rules, but I don't think I have a contradiction in the rule. I'd have to see what it is. Give me a second. So again, if people need to go, you can go. I'm going to finish with the questions though and continue the recording, okay? So don't feel that you have to stay.
Professor, sorry to interrupt you. Can you scroll down the question from the Moodle so I can see the other selections? Okay, so in the selections, I was a little bit confused because I thought I didn't knew why they had to be separated in groups of 5.
They have to be even intervals, That's the main thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be even. So you can see a pattern. So there's 5 possible values in the intervals, each interval, and that the first digit is the same for all the values inside creates a stem. That's how I get the stems out, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Otherwise it doesn't work.
Okay, so that's the reason why the letter B, it's not possible.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's actually the opposite. It's correct, and we have repeated stems. You can do it as long as the classes are the same size, and every value shares the first digit. Every value in the class shares the first digit, 66666. I'm just checking Connect, and then I'm going to go to the normal. If you have to leave, you can come back and watch the video to see your answer after, towards the end of the video. I'm just going to answer the normal questions after this. Okay, let me go to the textbook. See the assignments. I'm going to student view. Okay, I'm going to share. So you can tell me which one you're talking about. Which one is it that Damaris, you asked me?
Now I didn't even recall which of the it's on. It has to be on the chapter that deals with this topic.
You know what? Maybe I have to look at it alone. Can you write me an email?
You have to determine the length, and maybe it's that the exercise. You have to calculate what will be the length and assume that even if it's not that exact, like as from 0 to 4, and then from 5 to 9, it may be that is a different kind of length.
Okay, yeah, I see here. Okay, find number of classes generate. So this is for histograms, or is this for the stem and leaf? Oh, this is for histogram. Yeah, I think in the notes I have also largest, smallest divided by K, constructing frequency distribution in histogram. It's just a general rule. So if you're doing a question in Connect, use this if they're asking you. So go refer to this, and let me show you what I'm looking at, because Omar gave me.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, I believe that doesn't apply for the stem and leaves. It will be for the bin size of histograms on the
I
stem
think
and
this
leaf.
is the histogram.
And it's one that it has to do with the CFO looking at what percentage of company resources. It was and then you have like a stem, a split stem. And then some of us, I think that we were sharing how to understand that kind of went from 5 to 10, 5.0 to 5.9 or 6. So, and you needed to use this rule.
It's probably, let me see. Let's see. 2. So this is chapter 2. So it should be here then, assignment 2. Okay, tell me which one it is. This one? No,
Oh, we can't see.
you don't see?
We're only seeing the frequency distribution picture.
Okay, I'll take that off. CFO, percentage of company, okay. This is the one?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, okay. So they're combining this concept. So this is your data.
Yes.
And so the first value in the data is 52. And the last value in the data is 135. So getting this distribution, so let me get that back from the chat. And I'm going to share, I can share two things at the same time, right? Let's see. Can you see both? So you take large minus small divided by k. Find the number of classes generally the number of k should equal the smallest whole number that makes the quantity greater than the total number of measurements.
Then you also have to calculate the n, so based on the number of measurements in the stem and leaf.
You count them, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You count them. It doesn't say how many there are. So the n will be the total. This is all your data. Oh, it's right here. There are 50 data measurements. 2K, where K, you guys can take a screenshot. 2K, where K is the number of classes, and 2 to the K.
You're not showing the screen,
You
showing
don't
the
see
other the picture.
Oh, because I was trying to share them both. They didn't both share.
No.
Okay. There you go. Was that the only one like this? The only problem? So yeah, this won't be on the test. This is not something I'm teaching in class. This is just some rule of thumb to get at the right number. In this class, I will give you that sort of information. Make a stem and leaf with 5 classes, or make a split stem of the data with equal intervals of size 5 or whatever. So the values here are by decimals: 5.2, 5.6, 5.9, 6.2, 6.5, 6. So that's what those numbers are. Well, I'm proud of you guys for caring about this problem. It's good. working at it. So I guess I understand now that the question about how to know. Yeah, so I want to ask you anything like this on the test. This is just showing you the thinking process or some systematic approach to finding out what the interval sizes should be for the histogram. I think I have a different, well, I don't have anything like this in the notes. I have something simpler. Okay, is that all right? So it's 5.2 to 6.5. So that uses the less than 6.6 as the option. And so it's not including 6.6. It's up to 6.5, including 6.5. So that was a little tougher than I intended. The rest of the problems are okay? Okay, here you have some normal distribution, which we can do. Aleximar?
Hey, Professor. Yes. I do have another question now that we are on the Connect assignment. I believe that it was question 11 from that assignment. It's talking about quartiles. What was the third quartile?
This one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I got a little bit stumped there.
Okay, the company financial officer was interested in the average cost of PCs that had been purchased in the past 6 months. She took a random sample of 10 computers. What is the third quartile? So quartiles, so you need to first put them in order. That's a step 1. Did you do that? You have to put them in order.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and they're 10. So then you have to find, well, the median will be in between 5 and 6. So the data splits in half. So the last the last 5 values is where you're going to find the middle of the last 5 values will be the third quartile. The middle of the last 5 values. So, so what are your 5 values, the last 5 values?
I had it between 3,250 and 3,445.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, because okay, so the largest one is 6. Let me work backwards. I'm going to write them on my iPad. So the largest one is 6. The next largest is 4,000, right? And then the next one is 3,449. I'm going backwards. It's just easier. 3,449 with this data set. And then 3,445. And then 3,250. Do you agree? Those are the, okay, so 3,250. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what I wrote down. Oh, I went to the wrong. Sorry. Do that again. Okay. So what is the middle value of these 5? So this is, let me make this the main screen. So these are the top 5 values, or the top half of data, right? The top half of data. And you just need the middle one. That's Q3.
I guess that I I overanalyzed it.
Yes, yes, yes. It can happen because you learn all these formulas but if you have a small data set, you can just write it out and see it. But basically it's n, so the top half has 5 observations. So then it's n+1/2, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So that means the third one in the half. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah, I did that, but I guess that I just went, instead of going backwards forward, I went forward backwards. I think that that's maybe why I got a
Oh,
little bit stumped. And I was like, wait, 3,250 is twice. So
yeah.
that's where I got like hold of a moment. But
Yeah, because
now I
even
got it.
even when I was doing it, I was like, oh, there's 2 of them, but it doesn't matter. You take the top half. And there's only 5 in the top half, so that's all you look at. And you don't include the median. You never include the median in this calculation. Note that.
Thank you.
Right? You just divide the data in half at the median. It's not included. And then you find Q1, Q3. It seems simple, but yeah, you can mess it up so many ways. It's true. Okay, let's do the normal distribution. Now, some people have left. We'll just continue, and I'll put the place mark on the video. I'll note where the normal distribution starts because I think we haven't even touched it. So I have some questions. Unless there's something else in Connect. Is there anything else in Connect? Let's do the normal. I have some questions for the normal. Let me write them down from the chat. So I have NOR 8 from the homework. I'm just making my list. So NOR 8 from the homework, and then quiz 4.3, number 2. And that's it. Just 2. Any more normal distribution problems? I can also do them, maybe do something in Excel with normal so you guys have it fresh. Go back here. Module 4. In the homework, number 8. I know the C throws everybody off. Okay, so this is just a backward type problem that I described. Yeah, so this is a backward problem. I just use C instead of small y. All right, I'll just do it. And so it says, let the variable y be distributed normal with a mean. So this is NOR 8. with a mean of 1 and a standard deviation of 0.5. And then it asks you to find C find C such that the probability less than C is 0.03. So this is, I'm drawing now the normal distribution. I'm going to position this 1 is here, and 0.5 is the standard deviation, so it's a half, and it shows, it helps you figure out how it's laid out or spread out. If some of you have not finished the review of normal, you won't understand this exactly, but this is just another example of the types of questions I solve. So what we do here, this is a backward problem, right? So in a backward problem, is to find like a given, a probability, find the, I guess the percentile, or find the value of Z usually. Okay, so you're given a probability, find the value of Z, or in this case, the value of Y. It should be like the small y, or C in this case. So they've written it with a C, and that really throws people off. But usually you just put the smaller, the lowercase value. Usually it looks like, and if this bothers you, just rewrite it. Just write it like x less than little x equals 0.03. So this is a backward problem, but we've been giving this function, which you can call y, or not function, but this distribution variable that's been distributed in this way. You can write it like this. But I don't use Z. Why don't I use Z? Why do I use different letters? I use Z because Z is normal 0, 1. It's very specific. It's given a very specific shape. And that's not what we have here with the Y, right? So we don't use Z. Z is a fixed distribution called the standard normal distribution. Sorry. It's a standard normal distribution, and it's fixed like this. If I do this, if I solve this problem, I'm only solving it on the standard normal, then I need to convert it back to this other distribution. So we can do that. That's actually what we do. So we do this in two-step process. Step 1 is we treat it like it is the standard normal. Where would we be on this curve? Where would we be on this curve such that 3% was on the left? Where would we be? Would I be here? Would I be here? Where would I be?
If you have 3% on the left, it'll be on the left side.
Right, exactly. So it's got to be it's got to be somewhere over here to get such a small number. And I'm going to put 2 more zeros there because all the values under the curve and the table have 4 digits. So I'm going to put it as 4 digits to remind you to go to the table. And this area here is that 3%. So what we do is we find the z, small z, here. So that's the first step. And find the small z here. So you go into the table and you look on the left table. So let me get the table from, it's on page 20, in the early 20s of the notes. I'll get it on the platform. All right, so you look inside, because we're going under the curve, and this table gives you the area under the curve. And I explain all this in the video, so make sure you watch those. It is, you have to get the closest value because it's not, it's not exactly there. 0.0300 is not here, but the closest one is this one, right? It's a little bit off, but it's the closest. If you have 2 values and the value you're searching for is in between, you have to average the values. But in this case, it's closest to this one. So we have negative 1.88 is our z. We are not finished yet. All we found out is we've only found out that to be, so let's explain what we have. For 3% of the observation to the left, so to be in the 3rd percentile, you have to be 1.88 standard deviations below the mean. That's what it means. Okay, so what we do with that information is we convert that information into the variable we have. How do we do that? You say x equals z standard deviations from the mean. You see what I said? So x equals z standard deviation from the mean. And I use that to translate back into the original variable. So z is, don't get it wrong, negative 1.88. The standard deviation, which standard deviation am I talking about? I'm talking about these. This is mu and sigma of the distribution, the actual variable. So sigma is 0.5 and mu is 1. When you put all that together, what do you get?
Zero 0.06.
0.06.
0.06. Let me give everyone a moment to do that calculation. I'll do it too. My calculator. So 1.88 negative times 0.5 plus 1 is 0.06. So this gives me this tells me on this curve here, I need to be, so this is now, Y or X or whatever. To have 3% on this curve with a mean of 1, I have to be at 0.06. So those are the two steps. You start with the standard normal because we have full information on the standard normal. And then we convert. We do this conversion, which I call unstandardized, because this is the standardization formula revamped. Unstandardized. Do you want me to show you how to get this in Excel very quickly? The other word for this is the backward problem or inverse problem. And Excel only works with percentiles. So it only works with these sites. It works directly with this area to the left. So if I was to do this on Excel, I'm going to open Excel. Is everybody okay? I'm going to do this in Excel, show you. Yeah, and I don't, okay. So I'm going to move to Excel now. You guys can take a screenshot of that if you want it to review. Or you can go back to the video and see it. I'll post the video today. Let me just say about this, don't get confused. They put a Y here, they put a C here, but basically what we found is that the probability of, I wrote X, but it's the same thing. Okay, that's what we found. So in other words, we found C is equal to 0.06. Don't let them try and confuse you. Don't let these questions throw you off your game. It's basically the value, right? So the first letter here tells you which curve. So the curve is Y, and the C tells you the little value. So this is like the little value. It's a little, it's supposed to be in lowercase that tells you the value along the line or the horizontal here. So this is the C. Okay, you can take a picture. And I'm going to show you Excel. All right, so in Excel, if I put equals and NOR, I have a bunch of options. Which one do you think I use? Let's see if you can use your intuition. Okay, Diana, you can check back with the video. People are leaving. Which one do you think I should use?
Norm INB.
If you use the ones with S, the S's are standard normal. So it's going to go back to the Z. Why don't I just do this in one step and just use norm? You're right to use inverse. That's the backward problem. Then you open the bracket. Okay, now look what it asked me for, if you can see it. It asked for the probability. What do you think I put there? Go back to the original.
3%.
Yes, 3%, 0.03, comma. Now I put the mean. What is the mean?
1.
Yeah. This is exciting. And then standard deviation?
0.5.
0.5. And I'm going to close, and we should get which answer? What should be the answer?
0.06.
Yes. And remember, 0.06 is not a percentage necessarily. It's just the value of X, right? The percentage is on the right side of probability Y less than C. That's the percentage probability. But this is just the value, 0.06 on the line. Okay, let's see. It's 0.06, right? If you round it to 2 decimals. Okay, so you guys can play with that. On the exam, you can't write that on your exam. You have to show me the curves and everything, but at least you can check your answer. All right, you could check your answer. No, that's not right. You can check your answer with Excel. I have no problems with that. But you have to practice, make sure you're using it right. All right, so that's handy. If you're not understanding, well, it's just you need to review more and get to the point where you can use Excel to check your work. So number 8 is confusing. And the reason it's confusing is because they throw a C in there, they throw a Y in there. Just change it into X's and you're going to be fine. You'll see it like the other problems. All right, so there's one more problem I have to do on the quiz, 4.3, and I suspect I know which one it is. I'll do that. If you have to go, you guys can go. I'll just finish it and put it here and mention that at the beginning of 11 o'clock, or sorry, I'll find the position on the video where I start doing normal distribution. So you can just watch from there. Okay, everybody got that? Okay, so, I mean, did you copy it? So now I'm going to go to quiz 4.3. Why is this here? It's not. I think because I closed. Oh, here. Okay. 4.3, number 2. You think it's this one? Oh, yeah, it's just 2 here. Is it really this one? 4.3, number 2. This is not too hard. All right, so let's look at this. Or maybe it's, yeah, I guess it can be confusing. Okay, so I'm going to put this on my iPad. Put this on my iPad. Okay, good. You guys are correcting yourself. I just checked the chat. Okay, I'm going to share my iPad with the question and my work. Okay, given that, so this is Z, right? So we know what Z is. Z is normal 0, 1. And on this curve, we're told that for between 2 positions sorry, between two values that are the same. Notice these are the same value. They use the same letter. Same letter. It means the same value. But one is negative and one is positive. So that means it goes right through the center. And you're told that that area between those two is 0.79. I'll put the 2 zeros on the end just to remember that that's the area under the curve of the Z. So what do we do? Where do we start now that I've drawn it? Once you've drawn it, it's pretty much, you're on your way. So how will I find out what Z, negative Z and Z are? I just need one of them. Which one should I try for? I like that music. Try for this one, okay? This one's easier because it's on the left side, and the tables and Excel are both on the left side. So I need to know this area to find this value.
We just need the 100% minus
Exactly, yeah. So we
divided
do
by
1 minus 0.79 divided by 2.
two.
Let me make it a 2. The 2's and the Z's all look the same. Okay, so get that number, or you could use 100 minus 79 divided by 2. Like 5.5. What is it? Oh, 10.5. Is that right? Did I do that right? 1 minus 0.79 divided by, oh yeah. I'm so funny. All right, divided by 2. 10.5. So 10.5%. So it's 0.1050. So now what do we do? This is also, this is the backward type problem. But we're working on the Z distribution, so we don't have to do any conversion. All we have to do is look inside the table for that number.
And it's approximately negative 1.25 based on the table.
Okay, let me get the table out. I'm going to jump to share my screen here. So on the left side, we use this negative table and we look for that number 1050. And like he was saying, okay, so which one is closer? You guys tell me. So look inside the table. The one on the left is closer. I think this is 0.0006 and this one is more, right? So yeah, I think it's this one. So it's going to be negative 1.25. The advantage of Excel is you get more decimal places, and that can also help in the precision. You're going to get, in other words, you get more Z value, like there's Z values, your Z score will have more decimal places, so you can get greater precision in estimation or figuring it out, getting the answer. All right, so you might want to use that to verify. So this is negative 1.25. That's the best we can do. So it means that this is at negative 1.25, and this one must be positive 1.25. And the question is find Z, so it wants this one. Don't get tricked. They want the positive one, right? Because they asked for Z. So you have to give the answer C. Okay. So you guys, you stayed here. You helped me make this video for the rest of the class. I hope it was helpful for you. I appreciate you staying, because if you don't stay, I'm talking to myself. So, any more questions before we go? I hope you were able to get all that. It wasn't too much, but you have the video to check back at any rate. Okay, thank you. Yeah, hey, let's see, Mario. You know, it's 1.25. Yeah, okay, good. I want to see you guys. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so have a good weekend. Nos vemos. Keep in touch, okay? Anything you need, I'm a text away. Bye.